Hello and welcome to Econ Elastic. This is a follow-on video from our previous video on control of prices. So in this video, we're going to cover the maximum prices for goods, because in the last video we covered the minimum price of goods.
Indeed. So as usual, we're just going to introduce a graph straight away at this point.
So again, this is a demand and supply analysis, and we'll start by drawing the y-axis, which we'll label price, and the x-axis, which we shall label quantity. We're then going to insert the demand and supply curves, starting with the upward sloping supply curve, and that will be labelled S, and the downward sloping demand curve, which shall be labelled D. And given this demand and supply curve, we would see a equilibrium price in a free market of price PE. However, in comes the government and introduce a maximum low price for a good, represented here by this block red line, and we shall label that also maximum price. And if this maximum price is set below our current equilibrium, which you can see in this graph it is, then this creates what economists refer to as a price ceiling, i.e. the price can go no higher than this block red line. And what this actually does is it leads to a shortage of supply from QS here to QD here, and we'll label that just so it is obvious for you. So that is a shortage of supply, so we can see supply given this price would be here, demand would be here, so there is a shortage of supply. And obviously the price mechanism cannot correct this and cause a price increase, because as we've already mentioned, it's not allowed to go above that maximum price that is set.
We know the effect that setting a maximum price has on demand and supply. Now we're going to expand on some of the reasons why government may make the decision to set a maximum price. One reason would be to prevent goods from rising above a certain level, pretty obvious. They often do this with the intention of maintaining fairness. For instance, so for instance, in war times or times of famine, the government may set a maximum price for basic goods so that poor people can afford to buy them. I mean, the downside to this, the rich people can then still buy more, but we'll go with that.
However, like Joe said, there's often a problem. The resulting shortage means that the government needs to further intervene, as shortages can lead to queues. So if we think back to the graph, we know there's a shortage of supply from QS to QD, and this often results in queues forming in a first come, first served manner, or some firms may even introduce waiting lists for their goods. And in the past, including in the 90s, and not in the so far distant past, communist nations kept prices actually below the equilibrium level, like we're describing here. And this was accompanied with the queues that we're referring to. So go and have a little look, search that, and you'll see what we're talking about here. When economic reforms in these communist nations lifted these restrictions, this solved the problems of the long queues, but the sharp increase in food prices hit the people on low incomes very hard.
Yes, Additionally, what would sometimes occur is that firms start deciding themselves which customers were allowed to buy, often giving preference to regular customers. Now, it's probably quite hard to think of that in this day and age, but back then it may be more prominent.
I still think it would happen if you did do that approach. Say if you had a local butcher and you had someone that went week in, week out, that butcher's going to have preferential treatment for that customer over, say, someone who's just coming because they have to come.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. I think, yeah, probably like smaller towns would benefit from sort of that sort of thing. So anyway, given the intention of maintaining fairness, a first come, first served or preferential treatment outcome like the ones we've just described don't seem very fair, as some people will go without. Therefore, governments have been known to introduce rationing system where people are issued a set number of coupons for ration items. This happened in England with like sausage and bacon and stuff like that, meat products during the war, because they were low cheese, all that sort of stuff.
Another issue with maximum prices is it can lead to the emergence of underground markets. So because people aren't able to buy sufficient quantity of the good in the legal market, they turn to the illegal market. And these are always present. They have been throughout history. Black markets will always be present. However, some people are then prepared to even pay above the original equilibrium price. If you think back to that graph we introduced before, some people go above equilibrium price PE in the black market, in the underground market. Yeah,
and this point is probably my favorite point in this video. So furthermore, maximum prices reduce the quantity produced of an already scarce commodity. For example, if the prices of food goods are restricted during a famine, this would actually lead to a reduction in food supplies. This may not happen actually immediately, but often at the next harvest, because farmers have no incentive to produce the goods, that the price is so restricted, the farmer probably won't even make a profit or won't even break even. And we see this in actually developing countries with the aim of helping the poor, but often results in lower farmer incomes and people flocking then from the fields to the growing towns and cities.
Again, you do a quick Google search, you'll see that kind of effect.
Yeah.
So from this video, we hope that you can appreciate that this type of government intervention often has unintended consequences that then require more intervention to try and fix, and the problem tends to continue. So in our opinion, like we expressed in the previous video, this is a bit of an outdated approach and it's been proven inefficient in the past. So that said, the theory will still be included or may still be included in one of your economics modules. And if you would like us to cover it in more detail, then just let us know in the comment section below.
Yeah, thanks for watching this video, and hopefully you'll learn a bit about maximum prices. And we've probably shared all our views of how much we don't really agree with it, but I hope you enjoyed it.
To relearn again, but probably a different view on it this time around anyway.
For sure. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Hi everyone, thanks for watching that video. I hope you liked it. Anything you got to add, Andrew?
Yeah, please subscribe to and share the channel, and there should be a recommended video or 2 recommended videos for you on your screen. Please keep watching our videos and we appreciate the support.
Thank you very much.